Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I am Aaron Loomis, and with me, as always, is June Liu. How you doing, June?
Uh, all right.
June tweaked his back today lifting, so
Yeah,
he's gonna power through it, but we'll get it done.
the
So
stars
today we
help.
are talking, yeah. So today we're talking about the Gran Llave Torpedo. This is a 6.5 inch by 56 ring gauge cigar. Comes out of the AJ Fernandez factory in Nicaragua. Wrapper is Mexican San Andres, and the binder is Ecuadorian Habano. Filler is Nicaraguan Habano, and blended by AJ Fernandez. And price point's $9.99. And the cigar was released in March of 2016. So, June, what was your pre-light experience like?
It was really good. So, first, within the look of the cigar, very aggressive box press cigar, almost like a rectangular kind of a shape to it. The wrapper was gorgeous. I thought, putting in the sunlight, it was like this rustic, like red hued Colorado red wrapper. And it's just I rarely see it in this kind of a hue, this red hue, but I thought it was really attractive. Fangs well pressed, seems nearly invisible. A bunch of real felt, really well done. Didn't feel any soft spots. Uniform give throughout the whole cigar. The torpedo head, I think it was finished off with like a double cap, but I wasn't too sure. But regardless, I was able to snip it a couple of times without ever unraveling, so that was good. In terms of the pre-light nosy experience, wrapper, I got fresh cedar, intense white pepper. On the foot, white pepper, mixed nuts, and cedar. On the cold draw, spicy peppered heat, white pepper, dry wood, and hay. So all in all, really good.
Yeah, like you said, wrapper was a deep brown. It had a little bit of a red tint to it. The veins were well pressed, seams were smooth and barely visible. Torpedo head, it looked to me like it was a triple cap, but it could have been a double cap. It was hard to tell. Um, Carried a nice box press to it, which I appreciate on a larger ring gauge cigar. Two bands. Primary band is red and black with gold lettering and borders. Second band has the same color scheme, kind of carries that reserve and number identifier on it. I wasn't really able to find out much more about that. It's not like it indicates the vitola or anything. It looks like it's the same band for every vitola. The aroma from the wrapper was like a nice stone fruit sweetness, and the foot gave a bit of dark chocolate. And the pre-light draw brought like a mix of sweet hay and raisin. And it just for this cigar it was just one of the more delightful, I guess, aroma flavor mixes that I've come across pre-light wise. So it was I gave it an amazing rating, even though it doesn't factor in the score, but I just thought it was really nice. So flavor wise, what was your experience like?
So running through first, second, last third. First third, I got leather, cream, dried mixed nuts, a subtle black pepper coming through, and a little bit of barnyard as well. On the retro, intense black pepper, rich nuttiness, and a sharp cedar. Finish, I thought it was both soft and short, with mainly cream nuttiness and dry wood coming through. In terms of strength and body, the whole cigar in general was a medium mark for me. Moving on to the second third, I thought the profile became softer, and at the same rate, it became better melded together. Emphasis on dry mixed nuts, dry wood, faint black pepper, subtle wood bitterness. The retro also became softer as well, with less of an intense black pepper, nuttiness, and cedar. Finish now made up of a lasting cream nuttiness, dry wood, and a little bit of wood bitterness coming through. Moving on to the last third. I'd say the main difference between that last third and the second third was the last third really increasing that wood bitterness. And that led to the other notes to be less distinguishable. Other notes in the sense of that subtle black pepper mixed, like a bitter mixed nuts and dry wood. Retros, luckily, the intensity of the flavors came back, and I was mainly able to get sharp black pepper and rich nuttiness. Finish now mainly just, it died down a little bit in complexities as well, giving me mainly dry wood and wood bitterness.
Yeah, initial draws for me brought a mix of wood, cocoa, and a slight cinnamon. And then at a quarter inch in, that wood transitioned to a more defined cedar with a little bit of spice. And cocoa and the cinnamon had gone away, but a little bit of cream had joined in. And then at 3/4 of an inch in, the cedar lost most of its spiciness, and some unsweetened chocolate kind of joined in the profile. And then 1.25 inches, the chocolate leaves, the cedar transitions to oak. A little bit of creaminess still remained in the profile. And then as the third came to a close, the profile was like just this, slightly creamy oak, and the retrohill was just a straight oak at that point, and strength was just right at medium. And then getting in the second third, the creamy oak continues with some intermittent appearances of a little bit of wood bitterness. 1/4 inch in, some earthiness joined in with that creamy oak. And then 3/4 of an inch in, a little bit of sweetness entered to mix with that creamy oak and the earthiness. And then 1.25 inches, a slight cocoa rejoined the profile. And the retrohale was very creamy oak. As the third was coming to a close, that creamy oak with the earthiness and the slight cocoa note is what was remaining there. And the strength was still right at medium. And then getting in the final third, the cocoa left the profile, and that kind of just leaves, a kind of creamy oak and some earthiness. And then 1/4 inch in, a little bit of bitterness joined in on the profile again. And then an inch in, the profile became very full with lots of creamy oak and earthiness, and kind of still maintained some of that bitterness. And then as the cigar wrapped up, it just kind of maintained that full creamy oak and earthiness with that slight bitterness. The strength had bumped up to medium full in that final third for me. So performance-wise for burn and draw, what was your experience like?
Typical of most AJ cigars, really good burn and draw. Burn, I smoked this in 2 hours and 50 minutes, so super long burning, slow burning as well. Ashes held on tight, minimal flowering. The ashes held on really long. Like I mainly got average of 2 inch ash marks.
Hmm.
On the draw, really good, slightly snug, but within a torpedo, with such an aggressive torpedo head, I typically get a tighter draw for those. But it wasn't like a real, big issue at all.
Yeah, the burn line was slightly wavy most of the way, but it always kept up with itself, so I didn't have to, do anything to touch it up or anything like that. And I was getting 1 inch increments on the ash retention there, so that was still good. The draw for me got really tight at the 1 inch mark, but I made a really small second cut on that torpedo head, and that opened things back up, and it was perfect for the rest of the way. So it was, there was not really any big issues on draw either. So overall, what were your thoughts?
I thought the cigar tasted like most of what AJ cigars taste like, centered around wood, spice, and kind of a cream going on. So, nothing really truly stand out about the cigar, nor was it off-putting by any extent. Just consistently like an easygoing, tasty profile. It's I don't think I'd ever talk about this with cigars from AJ, but within this particular Vitola, I was hoping that I'd get more spice out of it. I was a little surprised by the lack of spice that I got.
Mm-hmm.
And really, with that said, on the pre-light experience, I had such an intensity of spice coming through, but within the actual, smoking experience, it was somewhat of a letdown actually. So really, with that, I want to try this out in a dinner Vitola and see if I could get that spice coming through. But overall, consistently good offering from AJ's big portfolio.
Yeah, like you were saying, for me, this cigar had kind of that typical AJ Fernandez flavor profile, that I've come to expect. So a lot of creamy oak and earthiness. The bitterness in the final third, was less than desired, but it wasn't really a big detriment to anything. This Vitola was a beast, man. I mean, it's length is big. The ring, even though it's a box press, a box press can always it tricks you into thinking it's not as big because the mouthfeel isn't bad, and this had torpedo head as well. So that both of those things kind of play into it. You not feel like you have this 60 or 56 in your mouth. It's it just it's smoked normal. But just like you said, I'd like to try this in a smaller Vitola because the flavors got really full in the final third, and I was hoping that would be the experience that I would have had throughout the entire cigar. So I'm like you said, I'm curious to see if a smaller Vitola would kind of present that. But all in all, this is another enjoyable cigar from AJ. And I can see lots of people liking it, and I definitely wouldn't turn it away if I had one offered to me either. So it was enjoyable smoke. So getting the score, I gave it a 6 even, and you gave it a 6.67. How do you think that matched up with your experience?
Mashed it pretty well. I mean, I basically within the vast majority of the flavor profile, I thought it was good, and I thought the construction was really good. So, I'm expecting to hit that mid six to like even, you know, um, barely, sometimes breaking seven range. So, I'm good with my score, staying behind it.
Yeah, same here. I rated it good in the first third for flavor, and then average the rest of the way. And really good performance. So definitely above average cigar. So I thought it matched up pretty well. Any other final thoughts from you?
Um, no, I think you know within kind of recent release, or I guess what 2016 release ish,
Hmm.
maybe the 17 release. Um, especially going into IPCPR this year, I really hope AJ comes out with something that's like really different. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that his Bella's Artez and then his special hybrid, like wrapper that's behind that, was different in the sense of that intensity of like that cinnamony spiciness.
Right.
But I'm looking for more than that, and I really hope he, utilizes some tobacco that's just more than what I keep saying of like it's just a consistently AJ tasty cigar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I feel the same way. I'm waiting for something different. Um, and he had a lot of different stuff out with different companies that he was doing blends for. So I was hoping that there would be something quite different for one of those, but it's just kind of seems to be in that same wheelhouse. The base Artez, it wasn't different enough for me. I don't think. Kind of still
Yeah.
felt that same
Yeah.
profile. So yeah,
I agree.
I agree with you there. Well, if you're just catching this on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to us, but also go to the website developingpalates.com to read the full written review. Follow us on all the social media channels: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google Plus, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, so iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next one.